Queensland's housing boom. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian.heise here and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your stein of coffee and let's have a look at this article from realestate.com.au which is discussing the Queensland housing boom. Buyers with dollar signs in their eyes. Fantastic. Let's see this because I'm hearing different things, but what do you know? Pent-up demand. It's always pent-up demand. Record low listings. Okay, record low listings. Let's jump over here. This is from realestate.com.au. This is houses. Does this look like record low listings, everyone? Does it? This is just houses. Yeah, 1.4 million under contract, 750 for sale in Balmoral, 800,000 there. Bulimba, price on request. Bulimba, that's where Ruddy lives. Yeah, you go there, you can rub shoulders with Kevin Rudd in Bulimba, guys. Or you go over here to West End, then wouldn't be many houses left here. It'd all be apartments now for sale. West End. Yeah, these have all been. Yeah, a bit of a quiet one here. Let's turn on apartments and units as well. Oh, look at that. And townhouses. Why not? Suddenly a whole lot more on the market. What do you think? Look at that. 6. These would all be very close together. High fives. 700. So does that appear to be a shortage? You tell me. So, driving a desperate race to get into the Queensland market. Well, I don't blame you to get into the Queensland market. It's beautiful here. I think compared to some of the southern states, we've been much more fortunate with the pandemic. As buyers with dollar signs in their eyes pay tens of thousands of dollars more to snap up a home. Now, here's the biggest difference, everyone. Here's probably what I would suggest might actually be playing an impact on this. If we have a look here at property prices, how they've grown in different cities, and if we just look here at the median values, compare Sydney at what, 860,000 to Brisbane. At the time of this data, we were still $500,000. So you could sell your place in Sydney, move to Brisbane, live in a nicer city. Honestly, okay, I'm being biased there, but it's not as busy as Sydney, you know. It's not as sophisticated as Sydney or Melbourne, I'll give you that, 100%. But still, it's a nice city. And we're not that far from Asia if you want to jump on the plane. Back in the day when you could. You pocket the difference, buy a place, Bob's your uncle. You know, then buy a little holiday place up north, up Harvey Bay or somewhere, Sunshine Coast. Out of Toowoomba, little green change. Frustrated by the lack of stock, interstate competition, and the number of properties selling before they even hit the open market, buyers are resorting to letterbox drops and throwing out big offers, while agents are door-knocking homes in a bid to convince owners to sell. Wannabe buyers are being forced to line up for over an hour to inspect homes. Multiple offers are being thrown at vendors, and deals are being done within hours of a property listing, if not beforehand. I mean, that all sounds like the ultimate real estate agent's fantasy right there. And maybe that's what it is. Or maybe it's just in certain suburbs. You know, like everywhere, guys. In the inner city suburbs, in the better suburbs. Online searches for Queensland properties for sale on realestate.com.au are at record highs, with new data revealing searches jumped 41% last week compared to the same time a year ago. The most viewed property in the country on realestate.com.au this week sold in less than a day for $2.12 million on the Gold Coast hinterland town of Ormeau. The acreage property at 3 Mobs Place attracted more than 10,000 online views, 2 written offers, several verbal offers, and a successful sale in just 23 hours. Well, there you go. Not bad. A lot of front lawn there that you have to mow. Luke Moody of House Realty said buyers were paying around 10% more than a property's value to beat the competition. Really? We'll have to see that. Maybe in this price bracket. But not everyone can afford a $2.1 million house in the hinterland. Everything's selling quickly, Mr. Moody said. People have dollar signs in their eyes a little bit. They're listening to what the banks are saying and expecting big growth in the next few years, and people want to get in and capitalize on that. Place really big growth in the Gold Coast hinterland. In the Gold Coast. Okay, I guess there's not really much of an economy on the Gold Coast. The tourism is dead. Like maybe you're interstate, I guess, in movie world. Oh well, yeah, of course. The Hollywood elite can still travel here, can't they? They can travel all over the world. Our betters, of course. Place estate agents, Paddington principal Tim Douglas, has been selling property in Brisbane's inner suburbs for more than 25 years and says the market is the tightest I've seen when it comes to stock. Demand is definitely ahead of supply. What about for units, mate? How are those one-bedroom units going? We could sell a property several times over at the moment. We had 30 parties, that's about 60 people, through an open house in Beck Street, Paddington, last weekend, even though Brisbane was in lockdown with COVID-19. Okay, in Paddington, everyone. I should know where Paddington is, shouldn't I? Come on, it's... where is it? Wait a minute. I'll embarrass myself. It's going to be really close. Yeah. Okay, right here. So, I mean, there you go, guys. It's right near the city, Paddington, right here. You got Red Hill there, good Irish pub up there. It's bloody hilly, though. You can get some nice city views there. You can definitely get some nice city views, you know, and a good mix. This is, you know, near the suburbs where Bluey's meant to live, where there's no way they could afford it on an archaeologist and a airport security guard salary. But so, at the moment, we're frequently seeing multiple offers as soon as we get a new listing. In a competitive market like this, buyers are often having to pay more than they feel comfortable with in order to secure a property, but at least they get a new home. This is not normal. Okay, come on. Sure. The closest I've ever gotten to a house like that was designing a posh place down in Melbourne, in the posh suburb. The one time ever I've had to look up how to the bloody slate tiles on a roof. Everything else is custom or pretty much. Or maybe, you know, for the industrial sheds. PCM property buyers agent Joshua Sawyer said some buyers were so frustrated by the current market conditions they were throwing out big offers to secure homes. Mr. Sawyer said the competition from interstate buyers used to paying higher prices for property was making it even more challenging. We're getting more inquiry than ever before for professional help, Mr. Sawyer said. Buyers are coming to us after looking themselves for 6 months flustered and ready to buy, saying, "You guys do it, we're over it." Selling agents are just as frustrated, with Mr. Douglas saying his team was having to take extra measures to combat the lack of listings and meet buyer demand. Oh no, darn diddums. We're reviewing our database, cold calling, revisiting people we've sold properties to over the years, asking them if they're thinking of reselling, he said. I mean, don't you want to buy a house and stay at it? But okay. We're also actually asking people who are looking at buying if they also want to sell their existing property, or if they have family or friends who might want to. The agents do that anyway, guys. That's spruiking. You need to find more work. That's normal. That shouldn't be anything special. Oh no, real estate, you know, shock, horror, gasp. Real estate agents have to do some work. Oh, God forbid. Oh boy. We're out and about. Oh no, conducting letterbox drops. What BS is that? I don't like that makes any difference. Oh, anyway, calm down, Florian. Marketing as well as hitting our social media channels. All you're doing is social media, I bet you. Instagramming it up, Facebook advertise campaign, pa-ching. Realestate.com.au Executive Director of Economic Research Cameron Kusher said homeowners were still reluctant to sell despite the huge buyer demand and rising prices. Of course, you don't want to sell into a rising market if you've got to buy somewhere else. It's no benefit unless you are going to another region, or unless you need to sell, or unless you just want to rent. I get the sense a lot of people who were thinking of listing wrote off 2020, so potentially over the next few months we'll see a big increase in stock. Oh, I think we'll see an increase in stock in March. You know, just I think we will. I don't think it'll be in any of the stock that we're seeing here. Not the $50 million properties. Not the $2.1 million properties. But a lot of people who want to sell have to buy. And if there's nothing for them to buy, then there will be reluctance for them to sell. They might have to rent for 6 months and can't find anything. And if they do, then they miss out on the capital growth in their own home as prices keep rising and then pay more for the next property. With the number of properties for sale at the lowest level ever since the home loan approvals at an all-time high, prices are continuing to climb. According to SQM research, there were only 26,600 properties listed for sale in Brisbane, a 6.1 in Brisbane in December, 6.1% fewer than they were a year ago. Yet asking prices for houses are up 3.7%. Well, yeah, supply and demand. And an insanely low interest rate, so 6% drop. Mr. Kusher is expecting double-digit home price growth in 2020 on the back of historically low borrowing costs, the inability to travel overseas, and the adoption of more remote working arrangements. You can see there's a lot of pent-up demand and low supply, and if that continues, we will see quite strong price growth in Brisbane and on the Gold Coast and Sunshine Coast, he said. CoreLogic Research Director Tim Lawless is predicting property price increases of both 7 and 10% this year in Brisbane due to buyer demand and the lack of stock. While listings started to lift at the end of 2020, they are still 21% lower than at the same time in the previous year, Mr. Lawless said. I think it will remain subdued throughout January and maybe into February. My guess is demand will continue to outweigh supply, and that will be one of the recipes for higher prices. We will see buy numbers remain very high because of low interest rates and confidence, providing we just keep COVID under control. According to new data from realestate.com.au, inquiries from buyers for properties on the Gold Coast jumped a whopping 92% in December compared to the same time a year earlier. On the Gold Coast, Michael Collish, director of the Gold Coast Prestige Property Agency, Collish, said his agents worked through the Christmas break to meet the incredible demand for luxury property, both established and off the plan. Off the plan? Why the hell are you buying an off-the-plan property on the Gold Coast? Haven't you learned from all of the disasters that have happened in Sydney, in Melbourne, in Darwin? Come on, guys. Just last week, he sold a Broadbeach Waters mansion for $12.5 million. Yeah, that's normal. Those are normal properties, guys. Everyone in Queensland, everyone on the Gold Coast has like 3 of those. We've all got 3 of them. All of it, you know. Yeah, come on. That's the third significant sale, upwards of $8 million in the past 6 weeks. The property attracted a lot of interest and multiple offers, which tells me there are more high-end buyers shopping at the top end of town and not enough stock to satisfy them. Exactly, we're talking at the top end of town. We've got a K-shaped economy here, guys. We've got a K-shaped property world. The whole country is the haves, those that are doing well, those that aren't. It's really being able to work from home, earning money from home, and having that capacity as a professional to work from home is, frankly, it's a class issue. It's showing the class divide. So you get all these people preaching about staying at home, being safe, yada, 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 who can do it. They're privileged in some regards, and they've probably earned it and worked for it. But still, that shows you the two-speed economy that we're having here, and it's still exacerbating. It's worse in the US as well. The sale of the property Monaco Street to an undisclosed buyer matches the suburb record and comes hot on the heels of an $8.5 million deal done in Broadbeach Waters and an $8.7 off-market sale in Paradise Waters. He said low stock levels were fueling unprecedented inquiry and demand for off-the-plan projects, including White Main Beach, where 10 full-floor apartments had gone under contract in the past 4 weeks at prices ranging from $2.5 million to $3.14 million. There's been a notable uptick in off-the-plan luxury apartment sales at our projects along the coast as people just can't get their hands on established homes. Buyers are also keen to snag a home on the Sunshine Coast, with properties there attracting 87% more inquiries last month than in December and 81% more in Brisbane. Property commentator Terry Ryder from hotspotting.com.au said a real estate boom was already underway in Brisbane. Yeah, in the bloody multi-million-dollar mansions. You think the average plebeian is going to Is that going to manifest for them? It's like, maybe it will. You know, it'll pull all the rich stuff will go up, and then everything else will be dragged up with it. It's going to be harder for people to get a foot in the door again in Brisbane. At least Brisbane is somewhat affordable compared to Sydney and Melbourne. I don't want to get like Melbourne or Sydney. Come on. It's hard enough. Brisbane is almost the perfect property storm. Vacancies are low, rents are rising, sales activity is picking up, and prices are responding accordingly. Brisbane is benefiting from a trend I call exodus to affordable lifestyle, where buyers from Sydney and Melbourne are heading north for a new level of lifestyle and affordability. Infrastructure spending is also picking up in Brisbane, and that will also be a major driver towards booming house prices and sales in the future. Mr. Ryder said regional Queensland was already a strong market, with multiple cities and towns rising on the back of exodus trends, very low vacancies, and improvement in the resource sector. Rising markets include Toowoomba, Rocky, Mackay, Townsville, while the Sunshine Coast and Gold Coast continue to thrive, he said. Expat Australians returning home or planning will also help to pump up these markets. Well, this is the thing. People are going to be able to now work remotely from these areas with NBN and fast internet. You know, I could work anywhere in the state I needed to. Well, within driving distance for sites, really, to make it comfortable. But I could. Particularly with my point cloud technology, I'll go out there, do a scan, and I can do a remote visit whenever I need. So, there we have it, guys. Queensland's booming housing market. What do you reckon? An indication for the entire market, or just one part of it that's going up? Wouldn't you know? Not one mention of unit stock, hey, in the city. I wonder how they're going. Well, I'm sure they'll tell us. I'm sure it has to. If these multi-million-dollar apartments are booming, these multi-million-dollar houses and acreage are booming, and these full story apartments are booming, I'm sure the little 1 and 2 bed investor grade stock in the middle of the Brisbane city are gonna. They'd have to, wouldn't they? What do you reckon? Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. If you're a fan and enjoy the content I create here, there are a few ways you can support us. You can join the channel on YouTube or Patreon. You can support us using our affiliate links from Amazon, eBay, Independent Reserve, or AussieBroadband. You can buy merch from HeiseSays, use Gold Pass from the Perth Mint, or support us via PayPal. Take care, everyone, and I will see you all next time. Bye for now.